all this time has been this very famous lady here. I say that because I suppose it's the most famous guitar in the world because she has a name written on the top. It's Lucille.
Yes.
You're kidding, aren't you? I mean, you've got 6 Lucilles at home, haven't you? There's not just one.
Don't tell anybody, but I've actually got 4. Yeah, I have 4. I used to loan them to people. I gave away a couple, then I loaned some, 2, 3 to guys, you know, people that I thought I knew, and they never did get back with them. You know, it's kind of like loaning your lady. You never do that. You never. If a guy want to take your lady to dinner, go with them.
To get back to your own career, something then happened in the 1960s. Suddenly you became an internationally known player.
Yeah.
Someone who was not just making what we call race records, as they used to be known as, and just working small clubs and so on.
It was starting just a little bit before that. We started to notice that a lot of the young white kids were starting to listen to what I was doing. And then we did The Thrill Is Gone and made a tour with the Rolling Stones, and then we had what they call a crossover. Then people that had been listening to even a lot of the rock groups that was popular at that time was playing blues, and they would say, oh, I listened to B.B. King and I listened to others like him. And our audience started to change somewhat. And when that happened, then I started to travel around the world. But I must say this to you, John, in the beginning of my career, even though known mostly by black people and records sold mostly to black people, I never had a young black following at that time. It was always, and speaking of when I was young, it was blacks my age and older, never younger, even in the beginning. I used to envy Fats Domino or maybe Little Richard and many of them because they had the young blacks, or James Brown all had the young blacks. I could never have them. It was always my age and older. So as I got older, my audience seemed to get older. But the people that was with me, though, from the beginning, have always stayed with me.
You must have felt at some stage that there was that time when, do you remember that record by Martin Mull? It goes in a sort of satirical thing about young white blues players in the 60s. Whereas the traditional blues thing is, woke up this morning, blues all around my bed. Yeah. He started the song, woke up this afternoon. You know, and it was, and suddenly a lot of your audience and a lot of the players were reaping the benefits that you had to pay the dues, learn the blues, and they got the benefits.
Well, I think it's the same way in the blues. People like T-Bone Walker and Muddy Waters even before him. There was many others that didn't, shall we say, get the popularity maybe that Muddy did or that I'm getting today. And then people like the younger kids like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Robert Cray, Eric Clapton, and people like that, they have to get it. They have to get it. And I'm glad that I was one of the, shall we say, the explorers, if that's a good word, in the beginning to kind of start this trend, and hopefully that it will continue to even get better. And so, no, I'm a little different from some of my colleagues. I've never been bitter. I was only envious a bit when some of the new stars or young stars today that are able to play in places that I was not able to play in, or they was played on the radio or got breaks along those lines, that I felt that I was doing the same things that they were, or maybe they did some of the same things that I had done, and they were getting these breaks and we could not. But other than that, no. No, I'm happy for them.
Yeah, this end of your career, of course, as we stand now, you're starting to get the breaks.
Yes.
You've had honorary degrees, which wouldn't have been thought of for a sharecropper when you started out.
Right.
You've had Grammy Awards. You've even played with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra.
Yes, oh God.
Yes. Do you regret that you weren't that sort of musician?
I regret that I didn't go to college and learn to play as those type of musicians does. I would like to be able to play anything I see. Now, I read, but very slow. I play chords, but badly. Very, you know, it's kind of like I remember reading once where Duke Ellington said, all music is good, just some of it's presented badly. I present mine quite terrible sometimes. But I wish that if, let me put it this way, if I could live my life again, There's 2 or 3 things I wouldn't do that I did before. One of them, I wouldn't quit school. I would have gone through high school. I only went through the 10th grade, but I would have finished high school, gone to college, and tried to learn everything I could learn musically in the 4 years maybe that I was in college. And I wouldn't get married until after 30. Those 2 things that's what I would do differently.
What is it you want to do now? I mean, do you want to give up the blues and become an all-purpose entertainer? Do you want to be in Nashville? I'm just wondering what it is that you want to do.
Well, John, to sum it up a little bit, I would like to do what I do better. That's one thing, all in a nutshell. But I think, contradictory to a lot of people, that because I'm a blues singer, that yes, I should be able to go on television. Yes, I should be able to play the best music halls that everybody else play. Yes, I feel that I should be able to play on the street corner if I want to. I feel that I should take my blues any place that anybody else take any other type of music. I'll give you, for instance, I played a college once. Played for a college, I should say, and then left and went and played a big, beautiful music hall in South Dakota in the USA. And the critic was very good to me. He gave me, you know, he said, B.B. played well and all that. But then he said, B.B. and this beautiful symphony hall, B.B. King, really? You know, in so many words, why should you play blues in this symphony hall? He went on to kind of sound as if you should be in a place where you could cut the smoke with a knife. Well, I don't smoke. I was happy and pleased with him complimenting me, but I felt a little sad that he felt that because I was a blues singer and a blues musician, that blues music shouldn't be played in this beautiful hall. But it was sold out, so I think the people disagreed with him. I know I did. And I'm saying now, I would like very much to do what I do better, but not only that, maybe have a special of some kind that features B.B. King and blues. Big Science is a blues show, but then bring in maybe Mick Jagger and bring in Eric Clapton and let this be a special, but at least a tribute to the blues. And this is one of the things I'd like very much to do. And I think that if this can be, then a lot of the people that doesn't know that it exists really, or have said with preconceived ideas that I don't like it, I think they would like it. And that's one of the things that I want to do.
Well, that's what you want for your own future, to do everything that you're doing now rather better. Yeah. At the moment, I think it's a good time to look into B.B. King present and see what you're doing now. This is a concert that was recorded at Tufts University, Boston. B.B. King and the band playing the blues.
And when you're dead, you're gone. So let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. I don't care if you're young or old. Get together, let the good times roll. Don't sit down, mom, talking trash. If you wanna have a ball, you gotta spend some cash. So let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. I don't care if you're young or old. Get together, let the good times roll. And when the police come around, just tell them that the joint is closed and let the good time roll. Let the good times roll. I don't care if you're young or old. Get together and let the good time roll. Everybody, tell everybody that B.B. King's in town. Down in the quarter, just round the clown. But don't let nobody play me cheap. I got 50 cents more than I'm gonna keep. So let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. I don't care if you're young or old. Get together and let the good times roll. 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 I don't care if you're young or old. Get together and let the good times roll. Let's do it again. Let the good times roll. 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 I don't care if you're young or old. Get together and let the good times roll. when I'm not at home. I said I don't want a soul, baby. Hanging around my house when I'm not at home. I don't want you to answer the door for nobody, baby. Oh, when you home and you know you all alone. I don't want your sister coming by because the girl, she talk too much. If she just have to come out to see us, tell her to meet us Sunday down at the church. I don't want a soul, baby, hanging around my house when I'm not at home. I don't want you to answer the door for nobody, baby. Oh, when you home and you know you all alone. Now you might feel a little sick, baby, and you know you're home all alone. I don't want the doctor at my house, so you just suffer till I get home. I don't want a soul, baby, hanging around my house when I'm not at home. I don't want you to answer the door for nobody, baby. Oh, when you're home and you know you all alone. Listen, when I'm talking to you, you think you ought to do, baby, anything you want to do. You gotta be crazy, baby. That's gotta be out of your mind. Long as I'm paying the bills, I'm paying the cost to be the boss. I'll drink if I wanna, play a little poker too. I don't want you saying nothing as long as I'm taking care of you, as long as I'm working, baby, and as long as I'm paying the bills. I don't want no mouth from you about the way I'm supposed to live. You gotta be crazy, baby. That's gotta be out of your mind. Long as I'm paying the bills, I'm paying the cost to be the boss. that you got me. You act like you're ashamed. You don't act like my baby. You're just using my name. But I tell you I'm gonna handle the money, and I don't want no back talk. You don't like what I'm doing, pick up your things and whoa. Gotta be crazy, baby. Just gotta be out of your mind. Long as I'm paying the bills, I'm paying the cost to be the boss. Sleep sound at night. I just cat snap through the day. I can't hold out much longer, people. Living this way, yes. I need my baby. People, I ain't lying. You see, if I don't hurry up and find my baby, I think I'm going out of my mind. I walked my bedroom floor, hung down my head and cried. I didn't exactly have the blues, I just wasn't satisfied. I need my baby. People, I ain't lying. You see, if I don't hurry up and find my baby, I think I'm going out of my mind. My head's in misery, my heart's in a sling. I'm a walking Dr. Bill, people. My whole life is full of pain. Yes, I need my baby. People, I ain't lying. You see, if I don't hurry up and find my baby, I tell you, I think I'm going out of my mind. So much. Thank you. Someone really loves you. Guess who? Someone really cares. Guess who? Someone who really cares is me. Eternally Someone who wants your love, oh, so desperately. So your heart, oh, then surely you'll see that there's someone who really cares, who really cares is me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Give me a little of that piano over there. You know, someone asked me a little earlier, they said, B, why do you call your guitar Lucille? Well, I thought I might tell you if you really want to hear it. Do you really want to hear it? Or you don't want to hear it? You do want to hear it. All right, we'll do it then. Now, long time ago, a long time ago, before most of your parents was born, we used to play this place called Twist, Arkansas. We used to play there every Friday and every Saturday and Sundays too if it rained, because if it rained the people didn't have to work the next day. And the boss there told us we could play there anytime we didn't have any other place to play. So you know what that meant? We played there all the time because we didn't have no other place to play. But it used to get quite cold in Twist during the winter time. They used to set this great big pail, look like a garbage pail. They'd sit it in the middle of the floor, half fill it with kerosene. They'd light that fuel and then that's what we use for heat. Now everybody usually would dance around this big container, you see. At that time, they used to dance real close together, like, you know. And they'd dance around this container and never disturb it. But one night, two guys got a little bit toe down. Maybe that's not a good word. Maybe I should say inebriated. That's not a good word either. Well, maybe they got just a little bit tipsy. Somebody in the band say he got drunk. Anyway, they start to fight. One of them knocked the other one over on this container and it spilled on the floor. Now, it was already burning. So when it spilled on the floor, it looked like a big river of fire. And everybody started making it for the front door, including B.B. King. But when I got on the outside, I remembered that I'd run off and left my guitar, so I went back for it. You see, in '49, it was hard to keep a good guitar. Today, they call it ripping you off for it. But back then, they would borrow it without your permission, you know what I mean. Like that, you usually don't get them back. So I went back for my guitar. Almost lost my life trying to save my guitar. The next morning, we found these two guys that was fighting about a lady. Now, I didn't meet the lady, but I hear that her name was Lucille. So So I named my guitar Lucille to remind me never to do a thing like that again. That's why I called my guitar Lucille. Do you like the little story? Now you know why we call it Lucille. So much. Thank you. And go shopping instead. Oh, I said I've got a good mind to give up living and go shopping instead. To pick out me a tombstone. Oh, and be pronounced dead. When I read your letter this morning, baby, that was in your place in bed. Oh, when I read your letter this morning, baby, that was in your place in bed. That's when I decided, oh, that I would be better off dead. The letter read, it's no use you looking for me, baby, or ever hoping to get me back. She said it's no use you looking for me, baby, or ever hoping to get me back. because it's all over now, baby. Hey, baby, and you can bet on that. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Thank you. Have you been having a little fun? Lucille don't hear so good. May I hear it again? Have you been having a little fun? All right, all right. I came home one evening a little late. Now listen to me. My lady had been telling me, she said, B, gets kind of lonesome here when you're not here. So when you get off of work, at night, don't stay out so late. And I said, okay. So I stopped by the bar, had a couple with some of my friends. I really didn't think I was staying out as late as I was, so when I got home, she was kind of mad. Well, maybe that's not a good word. She was sort of angry. How about that? Well, she didn't like it. You know what I mean. So she said, if you stay out late like this again, next time I'm going to leave. You're going to have it by yourself. So a few nights later, I didn't really challenge her or anything like that. I was just tired, and I stopped by the bar. Started talking with a couple of friends, and they usually have some nice long tales to tell. You fellas know what I'm talking about, don't you? So I had one, then I had two, and after a while I forgot about how many I had. Kind of lost track of time, you know how that happened. And then all of a sudden it hit me. You better go home. So I started jogging home. Can you imagine seeing me? I found the note, and she wasn't there. The note went like, it read like this. Thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away. Thrill is gone, baby. The thrill is gone away. You done me wrong, baby. And you're gonna be sorry someday. Thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away from me. The thrill is gone, baby. The thrill is gone away from me. Although I'll still live on, but so lonely I'll be. Free now, baby. I'm free from your spell. Oh, free now, baby. I'm free from your spell. And now that it's all over, all I can do is wish you well.
Great V. King and the band at Tufts University there in Massachusetts. I suppose that's one of those, you were saying earlier, perhaps 300 dates that you play in a year.
Yes.
Are they all the same? You know, I mean, does it matter where you're playing? You go out and you play the blues.
Well, no, it don't really matter as long as we got people there, because generally the people are the ones that make the difference anyway in a concert, I think. And each time you play for a different audience, it's like giving a new audition. In other words, I have to audition every day.
Well, it looked like you passed the audition on that one.
Well, yes. Well, you know, sometimes you're lucky, but in most cases, when you come out to meet an audience, it's like meeting your in-laws, your mother-in-laws, you know, your in-laws the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you want to be at your best behavior, and you're saying, "Please like me." You know, this is me. I'm B.B. King, and I play guitar called Lucille. And you have to do that nearly every time.
Of course, that was a very good example we've just seen there of blues as entertainment, blues as success.
Yes.
I suppose the best early example of that must go right back to pre-war days, right back to the 20s and 30s, to Bessie Smith.
Yes.
You know, who wasn't working in the fields at all. She was working on stage, selling records, woman blues singer, different sort of thing to the country blues altogether. Were you aware of those sort of what we call vaudeville blues singers, you know, who did it as part of show business?
Yes, but Bessie Smith, to me, was such a creator, and she was one of the real pioneers of blues singers, I think, and especially female. And in fact, she set certain standards and styles to blues that I think hadn't been taught today.
Yes, I'm just wondering, because of course there were obviously Ma Rainey, plenty of people named Smith, Mamie Smith, Clara Smith. There were a lot of well-known Smith singers, like a lot of known King guitarists, of course. But what was it do you think that set her aside? We do see Bessie Smith as the woman singing the blues. She's, you know, like Billie Holiday did ballads, she did the blues.
She was the Mahalia Jackson of blues, and I think, for one thing, she sang what she felt. It was nothing that you fixed up and say you must do this. Bessie Smith was Bessie Smith, and her style was not something that just, you know, you learn to do. It was something that it was there.
Yeah,
And I think that's what made Bessie Smith.
It's not only there, it's here, because we do have Bessie Smith on film coming up now. And I think this is the first time that this has been shown in its entirety on British television. It is the story, it's a little story, and she sings, but it's the story of the St. Louis Blues. Well, it looked like you passed the audition on that one.
Well, yes. Well, you know, sometimes you're lucky, but in most cases, when you come out to meet an audience, it's like meeting your in-laws, your mother-in-laws, you know, your in-laws the first time.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be at your best behavior, and you're saying, "Please like me." You know, this is me. I'm B.B. King, and I play guitar called Lucille. And you have to do that nearly every time.
Of course, that was a very good example we've just seen there of blues as entertainment, blues as success.
Yes.
I suppose the best early example